Well, our last presentation for the crafts today is with Mrs. Averoff about her book with WOP and Weft. Mrs. Averoff was the president of the World Crafts Council. International Crafts Council, sorry. And is now the vice president of EGNATIA Foundation, who is co-organizing this event. Truly, she supports all the initiatives with the wool in the country. And I need to tell you that because of this, well, you possibly are responsible for a boom that exists in the country about weaving. Wow.
Now, after you say things like that, how come I talk? I was going to say that life is full of little extraordinary moments. And one of these is the book. Because coincidence, luck, whatever you want to call it, a friend of mine, Elena Lichiardopoulou, goes in Athens to learn how to weave. Who wants to go to Athens to weave? I mean, you know. So anyway, she's a very good friend. And her teacher was Cathy Steen, who is American. Imagine this combination, huh? So Eleni said, why don't we go to Metsovo, where I know somebody called Elena, and she is sort of interested in weaving and blah, blah, blah. And they came to Metsovo, and Cathy was so thrilled with what she saw here, and she said, you cannot forget that. You have to put it in a book. So anyway, this is the long story short. And she started with Eleni, talking to the weavers, looking for the techniques and all that. I think everybody has got now the book, yes? Yes. And so I was completely have nothing to do with all this, except that I was sort of helping them to figure out things that you cannot discover as a stranger. Because I share the life of the weavers, and I found out so many extraordinary things that have to do with the tradition of weaving that I wanted to put it somewhere in this book. And it is just the secret, it is just a little thing. Hidden secrets of Metsovo textile. You can look at a textile, but you never know what is behind a textile. And this is what fascinated me in my relation with the women and the textiles. And this is what I wanted to share with you. And I think that this is part of what you said before in many times. It's our relation with our past that comes and goes into the weaving. I was also used to run the conference center where you were. It used to be a very nice conference center. It's sort of run down now. And we had a conference with psychiatrists, you know, people that really knows what is going on in your brain, or at least they pretend. And they told me that the reason why the women put around the weaving, always, in the Metsovo weaving, there is always a safety place, is because the women were left in the village. They had to assume the safety of the family, take care of them on all circumstances. So without knowing, they were putting that in their weavings. And it is kind of how do you call therapy. The other thing that is that I discovered is that when something is not good, she will say, "My God, this woman has no fear of God." So if you have no fear of God, what does it mean? It means that what you create is going to be judged not by the buyer or the person that ordered it or whatever, but God, who knows the capacity that you have, and He is going to judge if you did a good job with your qualities that He gave it to you. I don't know, I was so fascinated by all these things that I discovered as I was going by, which of course, here in the book, you have all the patterns and the way they do all the technical part. For me, it was just a part of the secrets. These things that you discover because you live next to her. And I just want to say that weaving is an expression not only that of the soul of the weaver, but it's also a philosophy. As coming from the city, I had the impertinence to ask a weaver, why on earth do you weave upside down? Here you have only threads and stuff, why? And you have to figure out the pattern. Actually, you don't see the pattern. You probably saw the weavings before, and you know that it's very complicated pattern. You know what she answered? She said, God gave us this technique, made us use this technique so that we can understand life. Because life is a pattern that very often we don't know exactly what it goes. Things happen that we cannot explain. And when Archangelos Michael, that's the angel that usually takes her in the good direction, in the other world, said when Archangelos Michael comes to pick us up, is the moment when the weaving of your life is turned around. And then you see how good your life has been. And so please tell me that this is not a fantastic philosophy. How can I resist that? So anyway, that's the story of the book. I think that it has a lot of information, not only about weaving, but also about clothes and ways of life and whatever we could immortalize here. And I am very proud to share all this with you. And I hope that eventually you all, not me, are going to manage to really do something about wool that will be so important that the wool will again has its real value. And I thank you very much for involving us and giving us the honor and pleasure to be part of all this crazy adventure. Thank you very much.